Hi, thank you for coming back and viewing my 30-day juice challenge. At the beginning of this video, you saw a quote that I really like. Let food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. Now, the point of that quote and why I really like it isn't if somebody said it or did nobody say it or whatever happened with whoever said this. The point of that quote and why I think it's really a nifty quote is its brevity and its eloquence and how it really highlights that our food choices are important to our health. So on day 4, you saw that things went a little bit sideways. I had a bit of a meltdown and it didn't really work out. And I had to go back and rethink what I was doing. And I decided to use how Chinese medicine viewed nutrition to make hopefully better food choices that I'm going to test out over the next few days and see if that works. And the point of this segment is to introduce you to how Chinese medicine views food and how they make food choices. And then I'm going to show you how I chose a few ingredients that I'm going to use over the next few days to see if that works. Let's go look at Chinese medicine. Okay, so let's spend some time and look at foods in Chinese medicine. If we look at some of the highlights of Chinese nutritional therapy, there's a classification system that has categories in it. And the foods are organized into this classification system and identified to categories. So each food will have at least these 4 categories, which is temperature, direction, flavor, and organ. Now, temperature isn't the temperature out of the oven, it's the temperature change that it gives to the body. So if you're cold, you're going to want to eat hot foods so you warm up. And flavor is based off of 5 element flavors. So what does this mean? What it means is if you know your Chinese medical constitutional diagnosis, you can identify foods that will strengthen you if you eat them. So you're going to want to eat those. And you can identify foods that will weaken you if you eat them. And so you're going to want to avoid those foods. So my constitutional diagnosis right now is wood overacting on earth. So way too much energy in the wood element. It has to go somewhere and it just overwhelms the earth element. So wood overacting on earth, how does this happen? Basically life. And that's how it happens. Key things are food choices. The wood element has the organs, the liver and the gallbladder. The liver makes bile. The gallbladder stores and releases bile. So it deals with fatty foods. Too many rich fatty foods are going to tax the liver's ability to make bile and the gallbladder's ability to release bile. In addition, sugars are something that you'll find that you eat a lot if your liver's stressed out. So one of the key emotions that liver is supposed to manage is stress. So stress comes from pushing yourself too hard, trying to do more than you can, dealing with unknown situations, getting into a car accident, having to deal with your kids, having to deal with your partner. Stress can come from anywhere. And that is the key emotion that the liver manages. There's also the emotions of frustration, anger, resentment that are also managed through the liver channel. So basically, life happens and you can use way too much liver energy. Symptoms are pretty straightforward: stomach pain, heartburn, irritability, exhaustion, anxiety, red eyes, dry mouth, poor sleep, gas, bloating, constipation or diarrhea, cold hands and feet, feeling cold, burping, difficulty eating fats or sugar, a sensation of a lump in your throat. These are all symptoms of liver overacting on stomach. But what did you notice about those symptoms is that they're non-diagnostic. And that's one of the neat things about Chinese medicine. You know, for us to know that we have a liver pathology in Western medicine, we'd have to wait until we had high cholesterol, fatty liver, high blood pressure, abnormal liver enzyme tests, just all these other things when, to know that our liver is out of balance. In Chinese medicine, you can start to identify that way before it becomes a disease in Western medicine. And I think that's the key beauty of Chinese medicine, is being able to address it before it becomes a really big problem. So using Chinese nutritional therapy and the classification, the key organs that I'm going to look for is the stomach and the spleen. And I'm going to want to strengthen them, because the liver energy overacting on the stomach and spleen means that those organs are really taxed and really weakened. And my symptoms lead towards heat, so I'm going to want to look for foods that are cooling or neutral. And what I did is I chose cabbage as my first choice, which its temperature is neutral, its direction's upward, the flavor's sweet, stomach and spleen, but its key actions are it alleviates acute pain in the abdomen and constipation, it repairs the digestive tract, and is believed to be good for ulcers. The second food that I chose was cucumbers, and why I chose those is because they're cool, their direction's downward, their flavor's sweet. They also work on the stomach, spleen, and the large intestine, and their action is to reduce anxiety, reduce the lump in the throat, and reduce red eyes. So those are my two choices. That's what I ended up with, and I would like to add in more foods, but just because of how testy everything was in the first 4 days, I'm going to do this really slow and be really patient about it. I'm going to start with just 2 vegetables. These 2 deal with addressing weakness in the stomach and spleen. Now I'm still using gut shot, so that's a very livery supplement, and so I'm just going to stay focused on these 2, and then maybe later I would add in something for the liver, but I think I would add in more for inflammation to start out with. Either way, here's where we're starting, and we'll see where we go from here. Okay, I want to thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next time. So until the next time, I will catch you on the other side.